Good morning, everyone. We're continuing here in the words of the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, Iker v'Tofel, primary and the secondary foods. And today we have something that is very much what we call Nogea Lamaisa. It's very pertinent to our daily, for many of us, our daily existence. Meichel shenasan l'seichel cholav oimorak li'achlam b'yachad. You have a food in which one mixed milk or broth in order to eat it together. So you have a solid food. For example, let's say you have your Wheaties, you have your cornflakes, your cereal, and you mix milk in there now. If the main intent of this mixture that you have right now is the solid food itself, as I mevarach rak alav, you only make a bracha on the solid food, and the milk or the broth is going to be what's called tafel, it's subordinate. Which means when you have your milk and your cereal, since that most people are eating the cereal for the cereal itself, the milk is just to enhance the flavor. You'll always make the proper bracha on the cereal, and the milk will be exempted by that. However, if your intention was really only for the broth, and the solid food is just there to enhance the flavor, mevorech aleihem, you make the bracha on that, and the solid food is what becomes subordinate, and it's exempted by the bracha that you made on the broth or the milk. Well, what if your intention was both? And the blessings, says the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, are not the same. Milk is a shahakol, and your Wheaties is a mezonos. Then, says the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch, mevarech techila ala meichel. First you make a bracha on the food, va'oichel mimenu ma'at, eat a little bit of it. V'achar kach mevarech shahakol ala marak oy ala chalav. Then you make a blessing on the milk afterwards, a shahakol, and you eat from that as well. And we don't determine this procedure based upon the majority of the food like we had previously. Even if the food is a type of a grain, which normally we said is the main part no matter what, it's not going to be considered to be the ikr, the main part in regards to this. So on this we have cereal that we have to discuss, and we also have soups with noodles and matzah balls. So Moshe Feinstein writes that when a person is eating their cereal together with milk, he only makes a bracha on the cereal. Even if he's thirsty and he derives pleasure from the milk, only a bracha on the cereal itself, not the milk. However, he does add that if a person puts in a significant amount more milk than is normally eaten together with cereal, then he will have to make a bracha also on the milk. For example, if his Cocoa Puffs are drowning in milk, so then the milk also becomes something that is important over here, and you have to make a bracha on that as well. He writes that if you have pieces of fruit that you add to the cereal, many people will add banana to their cereal. Rav Moshe holds that's always considered separate, and therefore you'd have to make a separate bracha on that. If you add sugar to your cereal, sugar is always considered to be tafel, subordinate to the food, and you don't have to make an extra bracha on that. Then Rav Moshe writes, when it comes to eating chicken soup with matzah balls being made of one of the five grains. So you make a mezonos on the matzah ball, and then you don't have to recite a separate bracha on the soup. It's all tafel, it's all subordinate to the grain of the matzah ball. However, if a person would eat soup separately, then they would need to make a shahakol, meaning if you're eating the matzah ball, but the matzah ball is only so big, and then there's plenty of just broth and everything that's in there, then you'd have to make a shahakol. So Rav Moshe writes, in order to avoid this problem, what's the best thing to do? You should eat a little bit of matzah ball together with every spoonful of soup, and then only recite a mezonos on the matzah ball, and that will cover the soup as well. Wishing everybody a wonderful day. May our eating be according to all the brachos, all the blessings that the halacha requires us to make. All the best.